staffs. Sorry for this inconvenience.
No issue.
Very good morning to Honorable Principal and respected HOD, ECE Coordinator, Dr. R. Rajalakshmi, Assistant Professor, teaching and other non-teaching staffs, and my dear friends. Thank you all for taking out time and being present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to all of you present here. Now, I would like to express our gratitude to Dr. V. Lingasamy, who have accepted our invitation to present over the technical talk webinar on project ideas, implementation, and finance management. Dr. V. Lingasamy, BE, ME, PhD, MSc Yoga. Currently, he is working in Rakuntan Mobile Bangalore, Manager Research and Development, Wireless Communication R&T, Standardization ORAN, and 3GPP. His experience are Sterlite Technology Limited India during August 2021 to October 2022, antenna RF SME and standards, design and analysis of antenna and RF blocks of ORU. Contribution to standard ORAN, WG7 and the SCEF. HCL Technologies Limited India during August 2019 to August 2021. RF conference test engineer, RF conference testing of LTE CV2X modem, support contribution to 3GPP RAN 5, ISRO Respond Project SSN College India Research Fellow on Antenna Development of reflectority and lens at antennas for high gain application in the X and KU band, journal publications IGTL Limited India and KSA during September 2007 to August 2012. BSS engineer, 2G, 3G, LTE and VMAX BSS development, driver test LOS survey. It is a pleasure for all of us to have a great personality among us. We are all are keen to form that your share about journey, knowledge and success mantras. Thank you for taking our time, all of us, from your busy schedule to share your thoughts
Thank
with us, sir. Sir, now
thank
you may take over the session, sir.
you. Okay,
Now,
thank you.
please hand over the session to Dr. V. Lingasamy, sir. Sir, please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, okay. So, good morning, all. Yeah, warm. Thanks very much for the warm welcome. And so, who was that? Is it a faculty or a student? Okay, it's okay, fine. So, good morning, everyone. And I'm not going to bore you in by showing some slides and then telling that okay, this and that 5G technology and everything. Okay, that you may know already. So I'm going to share a few thoughts. For example, in line with these topics like project. Project idea development implementations and finance management like that. Okay, so I hope you are all students, right? I mean, it's, for third year and final year students, correct? Can anyone confirm me that I'm audible? Hello, can you all hear me? Can anyone confirm, please? Hello. Hello. Okay, thank you. Welcome. Okay, so I would like to share a few thoughts on this. Like, so um, I hope you all familiar with. I mean, you're from Tamil, right? So when you want to become an for example, when you want to do any you pursue any study or projects or getting job, everything, you need to have a three principle. In my experience, I have experienced that you have to have three principle in your mind, right? One is you should have that mind is that, for example, கற்றது கைமண் அளவு கல்லாதது உலக அளவு, that you have to keep in your mind, because sometimes we think that okay, we know everything and all that stuff. That should not be that. Second thing is that எல்லாம் நன்மைக்கு. So whatever happens is good for you only. Okay, so if you struggle, or you're good or bad or whatever it may be, so it is written in your, when when your mother gave birth. So it is, everything is written clearly, that how you will be. Okay, you can change by, because of by. So I may be bit philosophical, but because I have experienced that, that's why I would tell that. The third one is that, um, okay, just now I remember. Okay, so why I was telling the first one is like கட்டுறது கைமண் அளவு கல்லாதது உலக அளவு, because see, they every anybody. So most of the time we feel that we feel inferior to everyone, that okay, oh, this guy knows everything, so this guy knows everything, but we don't know anything, like that. Okay, so that should not be there, because nobody knows 100% in anything. Okay, for example, if you take a simple example. Okay, an electrician, okay, or a mechanic. Okay, so yeah, a bike mechanic cannot do justice to car, right? A car mechanic cannot do justice to, maybe sometime he can do both, but he cannot do for the lorry or anything, right? Similarly, it hold good for any designers, or any employees, and whoever it may be. Okay, for example, you can take any CEOs in the of top companies. They may know something, they may not know something. Okay, they get to know from the even from the fresher as well. Okay, that's how the world thrives. Okay, so why I'm saying is that, see, everybody knows a little bit. In that, if you shine enough, then you will get into success. Okay, next is எல்லாம் நன்மைக்கே. Okay, which is whatever happens is good for you. So please, take it that as a spirit, and then keep move on. Okay, and so why I want to tell you this, because for example, let me share my experience, own experience itself. Like, you may be maybe you may not get what she said. So let me share my own experience itself. So I completed my BE in the year, before BE itself, I can share with you. So when I was a plus two student, okay, I scored good marks, but I did not get into right college because of the name change. Okay, I could not recognize. That was my, we can say that, um, um, Ariama, we used to say Ariama, right? So that was my, inability to find, the correct college name. I could not make out the correct college name as well, because I should supposed to get a seat in the CIT, which is Coimbatore Institute of Technology, but by mistake I took CIAT. Okay, though I had a very good options in many other colleges, but I could not make it. So then I started, studying there, which was, 2 years old college that point of time, 1 year old college. Okay, that was, we were the second set of that college. So we studied there. Nobody was to teach us. For example, those who just completed BE, they used to teach us, and they also don't know anything. Means not sorry to say that they know something, they do not know something, because we don't know, we were the first batch of an university. We don't know what will be the question pattern, what will be there, what are the books we need to follow, nothing we know. Okay, that point of time, we got to know, like, we studied, for example, here and there we heard something, and then we could manage to complete that degree. And so I went to do some business as well at that point of time. So I failed there, and then I started my career as a BSS engineer, like, where we used to deploy the LTE, 2G, 3G, WiMAX, LTE networks. So you might have seen all the towers, right? In that, inside the tower there will be a base station, where BTS will be the base transfer station. That will be, we have to commission that and integrate with the, and may make it on air. That kind of job I was doing. And then I went to that point of time I went to Saudi Arabia as well. So the thing is that, one thing I kept on, had in my mind, that okay, I'm not doing the justice to my, for example, what I'm doing now. Because see, sometime, no, you might have studied very well, but you are not doing the job, just for namesake you are doing some job. Okay, that will not help you in your career anytime. Okay, so then I decided that I have to move him here, because I don't have any career, I don't see any career there. Then I decided, I moved there, and within 3 years that company got closed in the Saudi Arabia. Okay. So that vision you should have, and you have, wherever you go, for example, you are getting some job, XYZ job. Okay. So wherever you go, you should have that in mind, that okay, I'm getting salary, but I'm very happy, and I should, just to go on like this. No, you should have vision in your mind, okay, where I am going to do. Okay. I will tell you those things in, in some short time. Okay. And then I resigned my job, and then I came to do pursue MTech. Because that was the only option I had to enhance my knowledge. Then I did the MTech, and then I joined as an assistant professor in some college in Chennai. Okay. Then there I felt that okay, so I was doing most of the time, I was not doing justice to the job. Okay. Because I was passionate about teaching, but somehow that was not, that was not, doing justice for me in that time. So then I resigned my job. When I was resigning my job, I have to tell you that, I had a 9 month kid. Okay, 9 month kid. I married a 9 month kid. Okay, but I decided that okay, I have to do higher studies. Otherwise, I cannot survive in this world. Then I decided and resigned, and then within I think around 1 year or so, I did not had a stipend as well. Okay, so then I could manage to do that. Okay, because with my family support, I could manage to do that, and then I've completed my PhD. That point of time during my PhD, I attended so many interviews. Okay, of the, for example, colleges. Basically, that was in my mind that okay, I will only get the colleges, because I don't have a, because I had a gap in the between the industry experience and this one. So then I tried so many colleges, and for example, including Ramco. Okay, I failed everywhere. Then I realized that okay, I'm doing something wrong. Okay, because I'm not going, prepared well, because I have to understand the what is their requirements. Okay, then I have to prepare accordingly. Then I stopped, I stopped attending those interviews. I did not went anywhere. 1 year I took. I then sit back and then relaxed, and then thought that okay, what I am going to do now. Okay. Then then I started applying to industries. Okay. Then I thought that okay, college is not right place for me. Then I started applying to industry. Then each industry, whenever they ask for some role, they will send you the JD, job description. Okay. So this is for you as well. Okay. This is where I wanted to tell you something like JD. Okay, job description. They will, whenever they call for interview, they will give you a job description. When you are having some kind of experience, when you are fresher, what they expect you from that, I will tell you both the case. So when you are a fresher, what they expect you to do that is, for example, you have done some XYZ project, or XYZ, you have attended some internship, XYZ internship, you have done some paper or whatever it may be in your class. You have to express that clearly. Okay, whatever you did, you have to express that clearly. That is what is the expectation from the any HR. Okay, because I have done I think more than 30 40 interviews with the freshers. So when I ask something, for example, see, the nowadays, you have all the, in your hand. For example, you have mobile where you can access anything in YouTube, or internship, online internship. Many options are there for you. So that expectation also bit high from the, freshers, because so many grads are coming out in each year. Okay, even in IIT, so many grads are coming out, because every state has an IIT now, IIT now, and NIT now. Okay, that's why so many people, so competition is bit high. That's why, for a fresher, earlier the expectation was low, but now it is bit high. Because for example, if you are a computer science graduate, okay, computer science graduate, then you will be expected to know at least, for example, C, C++, or Python. Now Python is booming now, because the data scientist, all that role are coming up. Okay, so when I was this is for the fresher perspective. Yes, please. Okay, fresher perspective. When I was experienced, right, that point of time, they send me JD, job description. So there they will clearly they states that what is your roles and responsibility, what are you expected to have a skill, what skills you are expected to have. Okay, then I prepared, like, so So one week I spent on the preparing that, and could make through, for example, two interviews I had for the both the companies I got selected, but I chosen one, okay, which is HCL. Okay, so that was telling me that, okay, that point of time, many times I feel that, okay, so I'm not settling down, and I made a mistakes of, for example, that you know attempting something and then failing there, so without realizing that, okay, you are not preparing for well for that. Okay, so that's why, so be patient in your, whatever you do, please, because when you fail in some interview, don't be disheartened, because you will get it there, because go on go back at and sit and relax and say, realize that, okay, what mistake I made. For example, today you attend some interview, okay, that, okay, they might have asked XYZ questions. Collect all those questions, and then, okay, what I have answered, what I have not answered, prepare well for that, that will definitely help you in next week. And this is about me, where, for example, um, the one thing I was in my mind was that, okay, I have to do justice to what I have learned. That is what is the, there. And also, philosophically, I was my guide was, because when I was doing PhD, I struggled a lot with my family pressure, and also the, PhD pressure, and also I have been doing some ISR project as well. So three at a time I have been facing that point of time. I I made several wrong decisions. My guide was, kind enough to, tell me that, okay, do your work, okay, don't expect anything, any benefit. கடமையை செய் பலனை எதிர்பாராதே. This is the one is கடமையை செய் பலனை எதிர்பாராதே எல்லாம் நன்மைக்கு. These two mantras he keep on saying in my ears, that, okay, கடமை செய் பலனை எதிர்பாராதே, and uh, whatever you do, you give best to that. That's a mantra he used to say in my mind every day morning. Okay, basically that kept motivated, and that kept me motivated. And then that was the thing, is that, that now where I am. Okay, see, being an average student, and hail from a small village, so I could manage to come over here. For example, see, why I'm saying is that, see, being an average student, hail from small village, and I struggled a lot in the, I got into wrong job, then I failed there and came out of the job, and then joined MTech. Again I went to the wrong job, because which was not suiting me. Then again failed there, again changed the, went for the study. Then again, then I got settled around, 33 years it took me to settle in one point of time. So that is the reality, basically. Why I'm saying is, see, um, so everything is written in your head. Means, when when your, when your mother gave birth to you, then that is, everything is written in your name, that, okay, whatever you get is, you will definitely get. Nobody can stop. But whatever, that is, and you can get more than that when you be smart, and realizing your life. That is, the philosophically it is correct. It is worked. It is very well worked for me. When I was, struggled a lot, I fought with my guide several times, but he was kind enough to guide me that, please be patient. Whatever you do, you definitely get that benefit in near future. That's what he keeps telling me. Okay, so that, made me to, so suddenly I got into HCL. I could have got, some role in HCL, like, for example, some normal role, but I got into conformance testing, LTE 5G, 5G modem, LTE CV2X modems testing, where I got to know many things about the 5G. That time, 2019 was 5G was in peak. Now also it's peak. It's in peak. So I got into the technology. I got into the work where I was handling, working on these kind of, cutting edge technologies. That, helped me in a step up. For example, one step ahead. For example, radio development as well, where I was spent last 1 year with the Sterlite Technologies Limited, where radio development. So that helped me, and contributed in standards. You might have heard, the thing is that standards. So standardization, you might have studied in some books that, standard means a set of procedure, or, a set of references that they give for any vendors to, for example, if you're having a mobile phone, right? It has so many standards. Okay, so many standardizing body is there, so that they will define how the mobile size should be this much, this much it should radiate, this much configuration should be there. Everything is standardized now. Okay, so that standardization body I have been contributing now. And now here also the current role what I'm playing here in Rakuten Mobile, there also I'm playing as 3G, sorry, mainly on the ORAN side, Open RAN. You go and Google it, or what is ORAN? It's just a really buzzing word throughout the world, because it is changing the entire technology. It is generating a lot many jobs basically. Okay, in technology side. Okay, so why I was telling that, I stuck to many places, and during my PhD period, I realized that whatever I'm going to get, I'm going to get. Okay, please wait for that chance to come. Okay, so whenever you struggle, or struggle with some subject or project or whatever it may be, please be wait. Okay, please be patient, and sit back and relax. Okay, what is happening in around you, and what is happening to you, and realize that, and then you will definitely get. Okay, do your job. Kadameche palana edirva, it is a powerful word, I'm telling you. Powerful. Kadameche palana edirparade, and கட்டுறது கையளவு கல்லாது உலகளவு. And mm, uh, you have to be patient. This is very powerful word. I realized myself in the past 10 years, basically past 12 years basically. Okay, okay. So coming to this leave apart this philosophical things, coming back to this technical side. So about your for example, the ideas, project ideas and all that stuff. Okay, my hope you are all, so can you anyone confirm me that uh, what sort of departments you are from, for example CSE, ECE, or a triple E or something like that, so that I can align my thoughts accordingly. Can anyone confirm? I mean, some of you speak up, please. Which department are you from? It's only ECE or any other department is there in this call? Can anyone please? Coordinator? Hello? Hello?
Sir, only EC students, sir.
Only ECE students. So third year and final year,
Yes,
or
sir, third year and final
second
year.
year also? Final year. Okay. So now we are into important phase. Okay. Um, See, third year and final year is very important. 2 years, at least for third year, is very, very important, because you have only 2 years that can change your life, anything. Okay. About our project ideas, for example, easy student, you have a very, very, you have a several segments in your life. For example, when you see any communication system, so let me share my screen. I will tell you where and all opportunity is there. Can you see my screen? Can anyone confirm, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, okay. Here you can see that. See, any communication system, right? Okay. You will have, for example, it can be a communication system. It can be any electronic device, electronic device or whatever it may be. Okay, communication system. Okay, you will have a, for example, okay, you will have a any wireless. If it is wireless, you will have an antenna. If it is wired, you will have, for example, optical transmission line, something like that. Okay, this is the about the high level description. See, any communication system, you will have, for example, you have a input data. Input data can be voice or message or video or image or whatever it may be. Okay. Then you will have processing system. It can be digital or analog processing system. Okay. Digital, analog, and analog itself, you have RF processing system. Then you will have some kind of hardwares that will, for example, if it is a wireless communication system, you need to amplify that signal. You have to do perform modulations, and unlock the digital conversion, and frequency changing everything. So so I can say that, it can be RF components or IF components or something like that. Okay, then you will have antenna or any transmission lines. Okay, so being an easy student, so you have plenty of opportunities. Okay, that I can say, because you can get into the software side as well as the software side, firmware side, and next is the modeling side, design side, and also the I will come to that point each one in detail. Okay, and also the hardware design, and also the, for example, so plenty of opportunities are there. So now you have to go and sit back today that, okay, what I am strong. For example, if you are good in DSP, signal processing, then go and attack this baseband processing system. Okay, baseband processing system. So whenever you attend interview, right, you be clear that what is the baseband processing system or passband processing system. What are components inside that? So what is FPGA? What is firmware? What is ASIC? Those things you should know. Okay, what are all IPs, and what are all, different components that is being used there. For example, 5G we use the FFT and IFFT, and so many modulation schemes and everything we use. Okay, please be thorough on that part. Okay, and you do your project accordingly. For example, you can take plenty of materials are there in the websites of each vendors. Okay, for example, if you want to do some project, okay, some kind of small project, in-house project, especially for third year students, not a final year project, you can just evaluate some boards. Okay, you can just buy some boards, and you can for example, go and search for the ADI, analog devices boards, or Xilinx boards, evaluation boards. Small boards will be there, transceivers, transmit receiver, RFID transmit receiver, and so several boards, evaluation boards will be there. Zigbee and many boards will be there. You just buy that board. Maybe some of the boards may be of thousands of rupees, means 1,000 2,000 rupees. You can just buy that board, and you can try to write a code in that, and or you can reuse the code, and then whether it is working or not, you can realize that. And you can write a MATLAB also has a several interface. You can go and search in the MATLAB that, for example, ADI, analog devices, so hardware, how it is supporting. Okay, there is a several toolbox are there, and interfaces are there, through which you can just write a code into that, and then get to know about the hardware. You are by doing so, what are doing, you are managing the hardware as well as the software and firmware. Okay, so see, many people think that, okay, IT job is means software job. Okay, that is not true basically. Okay, so EC student, what is the role there? Many people think that. Okay, but that even mechanical people are having some roles in software. Basically, I can say, why I'm saying is software means it is just writing code, and then developing some app or something like that. Not like that. Okay, there is a app also available. Okay, when you where you need to apply your signal processing mind or ECE mind, or for example, that, for example, we can say that, see, there is some app developed by say Rodent Squash or many Keysight and many vendors. Okay, many companies. Okay, so there, then that app, while developing that app, okay, that app is will show, for example, how, what is the signal level in your phone, or what example, what is the signal levels in the from the GSM towers or AT towers, those things. Okay, so in order to develop that, you need to have a better understanding of signal processing algorithms. Otherwise, you won't able to code. Right? A coding is a different, okay, thing. Okay, anyone can do. Okay, you can, if you give a skeleton of a thing. For example, you have to take this input value. You have to store it in the register, and you have to map this register to this point of time, and you have to do this processing FFT or whatever it may be, and then you have to sing. If you give a rough skeleton, okay, then anyone can do the coding. Okay, so coding is not a problem, but the high level design that you come up with, that is very important. Okay, for example, if you're a signal processing engineer, you your interest is more on the signal processing side and baseband side, then you can target those kind of job projects, and then you can just do some iteration or trials or something like that. Then you will come to know the things clear, that okay, yeah, you are at least when you reproduce some results. For example, on the board you are getting, okay, or some hardware, small hardware you can make out, and then just reproduce the results whatever is there in the published in the already published in the book, or in papers or anywhere. Okay, so that will give you some confidence that, okay, this is how it works. The overall picture of the system you will understand. Okay, You can just Google it and then wireless communication system, something like that. You will definitely come to know, for example, wireless communication system, wireless, communication system, communication system, high level architecture like that. Okay. You will see plenty of architectures, okay, for the different communication systems. Basically, it can be a mobile communication system, it can be a, FM radio or anything. Okay, you will see plenty of system. So in that module, for example, if you are coming for wireless or wired, or any firmware industry, or device industry, or user industry, application industry, operator industry, so many industries are there. For example, see, in a mobile itself, you have a plenty of industries are involved. For example, one is telecommunication industry, okay, where they have to make a mobile that is compliant to the telecommunication standards and other stuff. Next is the application industry, app industry, okay, so where you can develop some app. For example, finding a path loss of particular so and so distance, okay, or you might have studied so many concepts in your theory, right? Okay, there you can implement each concept as an, for example, you can say Kirchhoff current law or voltage law. You can just develop an app. You can just form a circuit. You have to find out what is when you apply the Kirchhoff current law or voltage law, what you will get as output. You can develop an app. Okay, and then there are numerous of hundred crores and crores of apps are available now on that front. Okay, whatever you study, they see that is how the many people practice that. Okay, you can just develop some app, and it will be user friendly, and then to learn the concept of the things. If you do, my point is like, if you learn some concept, and then you can do some kind of coding, and then if you can explain that, okay, this is how it works in MATLAB, at least through MATLAB, or through some hardware, or anything, any software or anything. Okay, you can just for example, modulation, amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, or OFDM, multiple access techniques, FFT. What is FFT? If you give inputs sinusoidal wave, what will happen to the when you take FFT? So everything, if you just show, if you just doing an as a mini project or something like that, you will gain a confidence that you will never forget that concept in your time in life. Basically, that kind of small project you can target for, and that will help you in interview, that okay, you will clearly explain what you have done. If you have done from your if you done by yourself, you will clearly explain, sir, telecommunication system means this is how basic elements of wireless communication system. So many point of time, whenever we recruit for the, for example, wireless engineer or something like that, system engineer, something like that, they don't even know what is wireless communication system thing. Okay, so you will see, for example, information will be there, source encoding, encryption, channel encoding, so all these aspects will be there. Okay, you please be, when you are attending, so which industry you are attending, for example, that you should know. For example, if you are attending some service based companies, there are plenty of companies are there in under various categories. For example, uh, you know the one company will mainly focus on the software related things. Okay, software itself, we have a plenty of verticals. For example, it can be a, for example, Windows developer app, Windows company, Windows, or Linux, or some other company. And some company will develop apps, some company will develop a software, some company will develop, for example, MATLAB is a software which is a design tool. Okay, and for example, some company will develop hardware design tool, some company will develop a PCB layout design tool, those kind of software companies. Some companies will do software as a service, which means, so some company will give them the requirements, they will develop software and then give it to them. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that kind of companies will come, and some companies will have their own products as a software, a firmware, and something like that. Some companies may have a software as well as the hardware kind of things. Okay, for example, analog devices, Xilinx, and yeah, which is now acquired by AMD, Intel, Qualcomm. So that will company, those companies are targeting, they have software products as well as the portfolio, as well as the firmware products, as well as the hardware as well. Okay, so some company will only focus on the software side, they only give you a software as a service. And some companies, purely on the hardware side, they will buy software from third party vendors, that's it. Okay, some company will only do design. Okay, for example, if they get the design requirements, they design and then give it to the vendors who will fabricate, either fabricate or develop a software and give it to them, give it to the customer. That's how, various plenty of companies are there. Each company work in a different fashion. Okay, for example, when a company visits your campus, right? So then please, one day before, you just, one day before or 2 days before, 1 week before, it is better, go through their company. About us will be there. Okay, and what are all their product portfolio, what are they doing, and what is their, for example, requirements. They might have a career page. Okay, you can see that. Okay, some roles will be there, junior level roles. Okay, there you can go and find the job descriptions. Okay, for example, I can see that, for example, mm, okay, Qualcomm career page. Okay, if you go to Qualcomm, okay, company name. Okay, okay, you can see here, product page, support company, about company. No, you will see about us, and what is wireless. See some of the research what they are doing, wireless technology, 5G wireless, artificial intelligence, extended, like that. Okay, so about us, career page, and then, and my own company, like, Rakuten, um, mobile. Okay, so each company has, it's a clear cut page that, about us, what is company is doing, everything will be there in these details. Okay, please go through all these things. Career page. If you go to, for example, if you go to career page, for example, you can see here. So what are they doing, what are all the different latest products that they have, those things you can just explore. And then, if you go and attend the interview, if you tell them, okay, I recently noticed that you have released this, they will be very happy that, okay, this guy is following us. Okay, for example, explore careers and, these products, where you can see that, locations and, mm, here also you can see careers. Every company will have a career page. Okay, I'm sorry. Where is it? Search open positions. Okay, Pacific. We are into APAC, Asia. Okay, not this, not there. Okay, so here you can see, Workday is not working. Okay, any other company, for example, HCL Tech. Here you can see career in India. Okay, you will see some kind of, preliminary roles. Okay, for example, experience in years. You can just put as a fresher, and, which designation you want, academic trainee or something like that. You can just, search for it. You will see 0 to 2.5 years. So senior analyst, associate, these are all, preliminary roles. There they have might have given some, for example, you can see here, these are all the job descriptions. Okay, you can see what is their expectation. Please be clear about that company. Okay, okay, what are all roles, possible roles they may hire for you. Okay, and they may hire you. Okay, possible, for example, member of technical staff, analyst, and scholar. So which role, you can just go through all these roles, and then you will come to know, okay, plenty of things. Okay, what is the product engineer means, what is the required for them. Okay, these things you can just go through and understand. What you see, you can see here, they clearly mention if you are applying for this role, because, see, in a mass recruitment, they may not, specifically recruit for you, they may not specifically recruit for this particular role, but you can just go through few roles there, and then, you will come to know, okay, what is their expectation. For example, so whenever you attend some company, please go through their website, what is their services, what is the industry they are serving for, what is their company name, and what is the, how they do things, engineering thing. So which, whether it is, whether it is matches your interest or not, that you should know. See, many companies will have some roles, okay, that may not be suit to you also, okay, but if you stuck there, but still if you do some justice with that, you can just do that, okay. So this is how you have to go through this, and then a clear cut role and all that stuff. Then you will you will not stuck in your in a interview process basically, okay. This is what I wanted to tell you, that whenever you attend some interviews, you should very please go through that their website and get to know about the company. That's why many people are saying that, okay, please go through the website and then get to know about the company, what are all the possible roles they may recruit you, because you are a fresher. If you are experienced people, know you know very well which role they might have they are going to recruit. They will send you JD in mail specifically, okay. So that's why, if you're a fresher, you have to things. And okay, for example, if you are targeting some company, X company, for example, some Qualcomm or Intel or something like that, if they want, see, they have options like, intern options, okay, summer interns, and kind of fellowships also they are giving. If you are targeting there, then you have to very specifically start working on their technology point of view. For example, they are working on the firmware development, right? So what are all different firmware development they are doing? If you can, for example, you can learn Linux, and for example, those things you can just do some kind of projects related to that. And then if you showcase in your resume, then they will definitely means contact you for that role, okay, basically. Okay, so that's why you have to align yourself. It's a kind of a marketing yourself, okay. You have to market yourself, that for example, some kind of knowledge you have, okay, bits and pieces of knowledge you have, and in that, which more suits to me. For example, somebody likes very much likes mathematics, somebody don't like mathematics, somebody likes DSP, somebody don't like DSP, somebody like communication system, somebody like only software. I want to be a developer, for example, app developer, or developer. Then you have to focus on those kind of companies, okay. You can see plenty of companies, for example, in the websites, you can go through that. And if you want, for example, if you want to target for the antenna related companies, for example, okay, then the best way is that, let me share my screen. Let me tell you a few examples, okay. Then you will, for example, you can just, if you are looking for antenna related conferences, okay, you can see here in India, for example, you can say put in India. There are numerous conferences are going on related to antenna, for example, okay. So you can see so many companies. So how you will find out that those companies are working in related to antennas? You can just go through their website. Go to the website. You can just oh my god, sorry. Oh my god. um, okay, here you can see it's a sponsorship. Who are all sponsoring? You can see here. Can you see here? Renaissance and these companies. So this is this, what is the theme of this conference, that you should know, okay. That theme means, okay, each conference will have its own themes, okay. What theme means, this conference will accept papers, okay. You can go through a call for papers. Call for papers, no, you will see a lot of for example, areas, okay, which area they are expecting accepting papers, okay. For example, antenna, RF, and for example, antenna, RF, and many topics they will give you. So those the companies also that is sponsoring that conference will be of that nature. For example, Renaissance is a component, RF component, and many it's a board I mean, so, they are making some transceivers, many things they are making, okay. And you can see the Paras, Micros, DMC. So these are all the some of the companies. Those are closely related to RF and antennas basically, okay. So you can see here, so many companies are. So this is how you will come to know, for example, that which companies are more related to your interest, okay. Similarly, for example, if you are looking for for example, signal processing related conference. conferences. Then you just go to that some of the conference. Then well-known conference. Okay, you have to go through well-known conference, not the normal conference. Okay, so some conference will be of every year they used to do host that. Okay, those conferences, for example, SIPCOM is the one of the SPCOM is the one of the there's a, good conference in India. So you can go through there. Then you will see a lot of company names. Okay, this is how you can shortlist. Okay, that your name, for example, your interest. You can you can align. For example, if you have in mind that okay, what kind of job you are looking for. Okay, what kind of project you would like to do. Okay, that is mainly based upon the which company you're targeting for. Okay, it should be mainly based on the which company you're targeting for. That should be there. Okay, for example, if your interest is more on the signal processing side, if you're keep on you don't know which company is working, then it is not of no use, because if you go there, their web page and what all development they are doing, so many resources will be there in that web pages. You can just go through that and then find out which way we can just satisfy them. For example, if you're targeting to go to analog devices. Okay, analog devices may has many evaluation boards, small evaluation boards. You can just buy that and then you can code it through MATLAB or any other software. And then you can just if you do some demo kind of thing, if you can do some kind of demo, if you can reproduce the results whatever the board is offering, then they will be very happy to hire you, because you are already doing that job of training, right? So that's how you have to target. If you don't have any specific requirement, okay, I don't want to go for any tier one companies, I can target for service based companies where I can fit into any role. Then service based companies, the problem is you will not see, they will be having certain requirements. Okay, they will recruit as a mass recruitment, for example 2000 employees to 3000 GTs. Then they will train them, and each under each business unit basically. Okay, so that business, it is a luck for you. For example, sometime what happens is it can be a luck for you that you will be get into, you will be under some good business unit. Okay, sometime it will be a bad luck for you to go under some other business unit which is not at all, for example, it's just a traditional work way of working. Okay, you will do, okay, you will have a constant works, but you will do, for example, XML programming and something like that. Okay, normal web page development, those things and all, it's been there for so many years, right? Sometime you will get a luck, if you are lucky enough to get that particular business unit where they are currently working on the focus on, for example, 5G development, or cutting edge technologies development, then you will be great to be associated with that. So that is the problem with the service based company. If it is a product company, they have a set of products. Okay, they know where you fit into, they will just put you there, that's it. Okay, but service based company, they cannot hire like one to one mapping, right? For example, by the time you join, they might have the requirements of the particular BU already been over, right? That is their mistake, because they are hiring 2000 employees, they are training them, and then those who join first come first service, they will fill everything, right? So that is the service based company means. For example, HCL is the one of the good service based company. Infosys, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, many companies are there, many more companies are there. What they do is, see, they have several verticals. They have their own products. They have services. For example, services means software as a service, hardware as a service, many services they do antenna design as well, antenna design, RF design, all verticals, all the see they in that company website, no, they will see industry they serve. From that you will come to know, okay, what all the work they are doing, services are offered, like that. There will be things. If it is a product company, no, you will have two kind of things. One is services, or sometimes you won't see services at all, you will see products. Okay, so you will see, okay, what all products they are making. So accordingly you have to align your projects. Okay, for example, if you are targeting for some company, X company, which is working on baseband side, antennas or something like that, you have to do the project in that line. Okay, if you are not doing that project also, it's fine. But the thing is, you should have linkages. For example, you are doing some app development, somebody may ask you, so you are an app developer, how can you fit into this, for example, yeah, electronics company? How can they can you can politely tell them that, sir, I am very good in app development. Okay, but I know the concept of baseband processing, or for example, DSP. If I come there, I can develop some apps for you, that it can be a GUI kind of thing for your hardware. like that you can explain them. Okay, so no company has, for example, only hardware requirement, or no, only software requirement. So it will be a plenty of things will be there, design requirements, many requirements will be there. So that's why you have where you will fit in. That's why, that's why I'm saying you go back and sit what are all your positives and negatives. Okay, weakness, positives and weakness. Okay, I am good in this programming. Okay, tick. Next, this concept, tick. Then negative weakness. Okay, I am not, very that good enough in RF. Okay, then I should not touch upon that topic. I have to only focus on this topic. Sometimes what happens is, sometimes I'm very good in RF, I'm not good in programming or anything. Then I have to go for, the RF hardware side and many things. Okay, so about roles, right? For example, there are software engineers. Software engineer itself very very, many see, software engineers will do, for example, some many people think that okay, they will do web page development and app development, that's all. No. So for example, you can see that software engineer will do, so for example, you have a modulation scheme, right? Amplitude modulation or OFDMA, whatever it may be. Okay, they implement that algorithm in through software. Okay, now you might have heard that, in 5G, the beauty of 5G is that why you are getting so much speed and other stuff. Apart from bandwidth, you have many reasons, because many things are going, hardware, moving from hardware to software basically. Okay, virtualization. Okay, that's why I say that public network functions and virtualized network function, like that I used to say. So public network function means, those are all placed in a physical network function. Sorry, physical network function which is are all hardware. For example, switches, routers, and other things. Yes, please, Saruna Kumar. Yes, please. You raised a hand. Okay, by mistake. Okay. So, see, what I was telling. So they develop apps for the, for example, they implement the algorithm. See, most of the hardware now being replaced with the softwares. Okay, for example, we can say that earlier, ATC, A to DC converter, analog to digital converters will be there. Was a hardware earlier. Okay, now it had become IPs. Okay, FPG IPs, soft IPs. Soft IPs, hard IPs, many things are there. Yeah, please. Somebody is raising hand, but they're not. I'm not able to hear them. Saruna Kumar, please. Okay, it's by mistake. So they see most of the hardware functions, no, they're now being replaced with the software. But some of the hardware functions are there, it cannot be, maybe in near future they cannot replace. For example, antennas, RF components, amplification, those things and all may not be happen. But but it may happen in future also. We don't. Who knows? Okay. So now in the software side, most of the hardware functions, being replaced with the software side. Okay, so if you are a software developer, sometime you may be good enough to, lucky enough to get that chance to develop, for example, implement your baseband ideas and whatever DSP knowledge that you gained, FFT, DFFT, everything, so you can just implement there. Okay, and that is one part, software part. And some firmware development is, firmware means, see, it's a kind of, hardware interface. You have, for example, Intel PC, Intel, and Cisco, many companies will do this firmware development. So for their hardware, they will do some kind of coding, and then using shell programming, many programs are there. Using that, they can operate that, control that equipment. Okay, do this some functions. Okay, most of the time we are used to GUIs, right? For example, in your PC, you won't do coding to open the file, right? But there you have to do that, like that. Okay, here you have a just, click on the Windows button and open the file directly. But you have to do it, as a coding. So some coding is running behind that. Okay, similarly, that is a firmware development. They do that is also a software engineer role. Okay, or sometimes they call it as a firmware engineer, like that. Okay, system engineer, like that. Okay, and some about hardware side, you have plenty of roles in hardwares. Okay, hardware, RF hardware engineer, for example, sometime you may be thinking that okay, I'm going to work on the only hardware. No, it is not a hardware role. Basically, you will design the layouts, PCB layouts, something like that. So they call it as a RF hardware engineer. Okay, and RF testing is there. So for example, say testing, say, see, RF hardware engineers, for RF component development engineer, and system verification engineer, like that many roles are there. Okay, when you go through any website, each and every website of the each and every company website, then you will come to know this kind of roles they have. Okay, so for example, if you take a simple mobile, okay, it's not simple, but it's a heavy basically. So you have mobile, so that has plenty of engineers involvement is there. For example, software software itself, you have apps that you have. For example, Google Chrome OS development. Okay, Google Chrome OS development engineer will be there. That is one part of engineers. The other part of engineers is that Play Store, some of the apps you are seeing, right? Google Chrome and other stuff, right? That is also one part of engineers will work. And you will have a Play Store itself, you will have plenty of crores and crores of apps are available, that development engineers are available there, role there. And you have a display means, you might have seen semiconductor based engineers will work. Okay, verification, semiconductor based means you might have studied in electron devices circuit theory, right? Say electron devices and other stuff, right? There you will apply those things. Okay, and VLSI, those kind of subjects will apply there. And you have panels, which is engineer, it's a kind of material and chemical engineers role, or we can say uh, mechanical engineers role. Then you have antennas. Okay, that is the antenna engineer role. And you have RF components, RF engineers are playing there. And you have chips. Okay, chips means semiconductor chips, like Intel and those companies are working there. You have a hardware chips, chipset engineer, chips verification engineer, and chips development and firmware engineer. You have a UV, all the stuff. Okay, now when you place all put together, then where you will put these all these component discretized one. So there will be a designers who will put, okay, you have to put antenna here, you have to put this. These are all the designers. They will give you a rough skeleton that this is how it will be organized. Okay, what are the interfaces you are going to use? There is a companies, plenty of companies working on the interfaces. For example, antenna to RF board, how you connect. For example, what kind of connector you are going to use. Connector itself, we have plenty of engineer, means companies are there. Okay, wires, each and every component has some companies involvement. Okay, so so these are all the companies which do the works related to this EC, electronics and communication department basically. Okay, so these many components are there now. Okay, the how it starts, the first we have to conceive the requirements. Okay, some companies say, top management say that, okay, I have to release a mobile which supports AI ML based things. Okay, okay, if I just say hello, it has to wake up, like that. Now the phones are coming up, right, like that, right? For example, Amazon, some devices there, right? Okay, you can connect all those app devices, and then you can just control, remotely control everything, right? So I have to have a device, this device to have this many cameras, this many antennas, it has to support for 4G 5G, like that. They will have you will have plenty of requirements. Accordingly, that will go to design team. What it does, so it has to study the feasibility, how many features we can include, how many features we cannot, what are all the for mobile size, what will be the components will be there, everything they will design. Okay, the design team will give it to respective team members. Okay, for example, so software people will do software work, and firmware people, hardware people, all the people, it will give antenna engineers, RF engineers, everything. They will give to respective team. Okay, this is what you have to design. Okay, they will give their requirements. Then once they come back, all the there will be a team called integration team will be there. They will integrate all this, put together, because that role is very critical basically. You should have a knowledge on all the parts, otherwise we cannot do that. Okay, so so you may be part of this integration team also. Okay, so what you will do, you compile all of them, assemble. Okay, then your integration team will also work with the manufacturing unit. Okay, well, they will assemble all these things. Assembly is, you might have heard of assembly okay, manufacturing unit. They will assemble everything. Then they will do, this is before this integration assembly, each individual component team will design. Okay, we'll have a separate design for that particular module. Okay, separate design. They will simulate, design, analyze, and then fabricate it, or either fabricate or you develop a software, test it. Okay, test it. Okay, alone, for example, power amplifier, you have to give X input, You have to get m into x input output. Okay, whether it is you are getting or not in the design itself, you have to verify that. Once you are verifying the validating the design, everything, simulation, everything, then you will go for fabrication. For example, power amplifier. Then once you get the power amplifier component, your power amplifier itself will have numerous components. They will buy from procurement team will come into picture. They will buy all of them and then assemble it, and then connect to the testing. They will test it. Okay, first assembly will happen. Then you have to do dump the required software. Then you test it as a component. Okay, one component. For example, if you are designing antenna, you will only test that antenna alone. Then what you will do, you test everything. Everything is satisfactory, good, it is as per the specification. Then you will go for the integration testing. Okay, um, and then integration to come into picture. They will do the testing. Okay, that okay, after see, as a component it is working well, then I'm going to assemble them and integrate them everything, and I have to do the integration testing. In during integration you will see a lot of problems because the interfaces, many problems will be there. So yeah, no one people, for example, integration testing team will not sorry, software guys will not agree for hardware, hardware guys will not agree for a software guy, they both will not agree for the interfaces team. So all will put together, they will do the testing. So these are all the various the testing itself, so many testings are there. Okay, pre-compliance, compliance, system level, UVM, and verification test, many tests are there. Okay, those tests will happen. Then the one they will go for the then go for the compliance testing. For example, FCC, um, you know IAC, so many standards are there. For example, thermal testing and IP testing, and sorry, and the display testing, all the testing will be there. Okay, all the once the testing is over, it will come out. Okay, so see, everywhere in this development, everywhere the easy engineers role is there. Okay, so now think of everything. So mobile has thousands of components. Each component is an industry. Remember, each component is an plenty of industries involved in that. Okay, plenty of companies they make that components. Okay, so you have plenty of opportunities. You have to be, for example, accordingly you have to align where I am fit into. Okay, and then you do the project accordingly. Okay, and idea should be, for example, it can be only software. If you are very good in software, you do only software, but do which related to ECE, so that you will get into that corresponding company. Okay, and if it is a hardware, you only do hardware, test it, and then you can try for that. For example, antenna means antenna only hardware. There also you can play some software as well, but still, okay, you can design using design tool. You can design and then verify and then fabricate it, and then you can go for that kind of industries. Okay, and some kind of a role, somebody, um, in my college time, no, when one of my senior was there. Okay, he always do something in the board. Okay, at that point of time itself, he designed one board. He designed one remote control fan board. Basically, he just designed board and connected to that fan, and output took output, and then he used remote to control that fan. At that point of time, in 2002, I am telling about 2002. Okay, so because he only saw this electronics for you, and many magazines are coming, right? There will be a simple circuit will be there. He will just he was seeing that, and then he was doing many boards. Now he is where he is in Broadcom. Okay, he is a principal engineer there. Okay, Broadcom is a very good, well-known company for the silicon-related products. Okay, so that's how So when you devote your interest to particular domain, then you will definitely get that. So I hope time is up or not, because many guys are leaving. So do I have a time, or I can conclude now? Coordinator, please. Coordinator, please.
Sir?
Yeah. Do I have a
No.
time?
Yes, sir. 12:30, sir. You can extend 10 minutes. No problem, sir.
Yeah. Okay. But I
Okay,
know
sir. Okay.
I'm hearing only silence, so that's why I would like to know
Oh.
what is there any questions they have, because I know almost I'm covered. Like
Ah,
what I want to tell. So anybody is having any questions, specific questions? Do you have any idea to explore something like that?
students, if you have any doubts regarding this session, you can ask now or you post your doubts here. Sir will clarify your doubts.
So
Students,
first and foremost quality is, please speak up. Okay. You just open your mouth. You say something. It is a, that is a good practice you should have. Okay, because whenever you go for an interview, please respond to the question. That quality is very much important. Basically, you whether you have a knowledge or not, that doesn't matter. Sometimes it will help you fetching job. I assume that you did not get anything, or you got everything.
Students, ask your doubts.
Yeah, it's okay, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay, no
No
problem.
problem. Okay, if you have any specific doubt, you are feel uncomfortable in this forum, okay, then you can you can get my contact details from Rajalakshmi madam, and you can contact me. I can try to help you out. And before I close, I want to tell you one thing, like resume making. Okay, resume making is very very important. Okay, sometime I got one day I got, okay, somebody got my mail ID. Okay, through someone he sent me plenty of mails. Okay, plenty of students send me mail. Okay, that sir, see, while sending things are there. When you are applying for some job, you should be very careful about your CV. CV should only say whatever you know. Okay, CV is the one based on which, and you should, say many of the times what will happen is they will exaggeratedly say something. Yeah, I know this software, that software, but they will not even open their mouth while asking that. Second thing is that sometimes they know they know very well about some software or anything. They will not mention in the CV. So CV making is an art. Please go through CV templates. For example, you go and type in Google that fresher engineer, fresh EC engineer, for example, fresh DSP engineer, fresh firmware engineer. What is CV templates? You will get plenty of templates. Please pay attention to the CV. It is the C because we will have only 10 minutes time to look at the CV. I have to look at for example, I will have only half an hour to review the CV for of 10 CVs. Okay, I will only spend 2 3 minutes in the CV. By just a glance, you will understand. Okay, this fellow will fit or not. But it may not be the case for you as well, because I was rejected many times because of that my CV. Then I realized that okay, my CV is the problem. I changed my CV. I got so many calls. Okay, so CV development is very very important. Please pay attention to that for at least for 10 days. Okay. Second part is, um, while writing mail, no covering letter, you please have a practice. Okay, that okay, when you are writing for someone, you are just somebody is putting in BCC. I don't know how they are writing one template without changing name itself. I was getting some mail that BC in my BCC. Never do that. You write a mail to particular person. You write mail to that particular person only. Okay. If you are applying for some so and so job, you write accordingly. You make a draft of covering letter according to that particular job. You just not send the just a minute, please. Okay, so what will happen is, see, CV is the one. It's giving you the opportunity basically. When you are having campus recruitment, it's fine, but CV will matter a lot. Okay, when you go and present your CV to, for example, some XYZ a recruiter and interviewer, then he will should have imprints that by looking at the CV, he should have some idea that okay, this guy knows these things. This, okay, that's it. Six things that whatever you are mentioning in the XYZ, if you mention even put A, B, C, whatever it may be, you should be thorough of that. Okay, you only thorough of that. You put minimal and you explain minimal, or you put if you are putting some, for example, something you may aware of that. About the tool. That's all. You can put that. You can mention that preliminary. I know about this tool, but if you give me a chance, I can explore. That's one thing. Second thing is covering letter. So why I'm saying in covering letter, it will definitely irritate a person who will receive. I got a mail, 10 CVs I got. Okay, 10 mails subsequently. Within 10 minutes, I got 10 CVs. All CV were in the same template. Okay, only they changed the name. Okay, because they all were from college, same college. Some guy went beyond that. Okay, what has happened is he did not even change his school name also. Okay, and he put some somebody, he just put his friend number. I got all the 10 CVs. Okay, all were in same template. And so college name, they were from same college. And they did not, somebody did not even change their school name. Okay. And then they sent me, change the name and send to me. Sir, dear sir, please find the attachment CV. That's all. Help me in job. Okay, please find the CV attached. What they are saying, I just simply, then I call them personally, all of them. Okay, this is how you, if you respond, I am okay. See, because I am from that background. Okay, I know, I can understand what is their background and all. But many people will not be in that position. Okay, they will not even look at the CV itself at all. So that's why be careful about CV and covering letter and your personality and the way of speaking. You whenever you speak, you have to be very slow, and then explain it clearly. If you, even if you don't know English also, it's fine, no problem. English is just a communicating language, that's it. Okay, you can just say that, yes sir. You don't be, say, before you go for interview, have, I know, deep breathe when you are, whenever you go for interview. Or this applies to your project also. Okay, whenever you write a project idea, okay, if you are coming up with the idea, please write in your book and then put it in the PPT. When you start presenting to your friends, you will come to know where you are mistaking. Okay, so please have a practice of uh, you know formulating the idea, and then just project it, and then and share it among your friends. Show it to the friends, and then it is applicable for the CV also, covering letter also. Please you discuss among yourself, and then you prepare, because everybody will have their own view. Okay, that way it will be a cumulative effort. Teamwork is very much essential. Okay, even is for the project, creating an idea, or doing a project, or developing some software, or doing a coding, or applying for some job, or as preparing CV, whatever. You do it as a teamwork. Or if you are not comfortable with your team members, then you go and approach the professors. Okay, they may help you out. Okay, so, or you can just get in touch with the LinkedIn. You have, free of access for everyone, right? You can get in touch with anyone, and they will help you. Okay. Okay, that was my final comments basically. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your valuable timing shared with us, sir, with your busy schedule.
No problem.
Definitely, our students have learned a lot of information from your lecture, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. So thanks all. Okay, all the best, and God bless you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, sir, for your thoughts and insights. We definitely are inspired by your words,
Yeah.
especially when you talked about your hurdles that you came across. It was very motivating, sir. We came to
Thank
limelight
you.
on how to approach interviews, vast opportunities that are available, and various positions that are open for us. We also
Yes.
came
Yes.
to know about various companies like Sitcom and many more, sir. Now we
Yes.
have a very clear
It's not a company.
perspective.
Sorry. By the way, it's not companies. It's a conference name. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Actually. Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sir.
I was telling few, but you can explore and can spend some time. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now we have a very clear perspective on how to approach these companies and the conference that you have mentioned, sir. I can't thank you enough for spending your precious time, sir, for
By
this.
the way, what is your name, please? You are a student or a professor
Yes, sir.
there?
I'm a student, sir.
Your good name, please, because
Myself, Rajalakshmi, sir.
Oh, you're also Rajalakshmi. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Sorry. So whenever it's for general advice to everyone
Yes, sir.
that whenever you speak of in the online forum, no, or it's a physical forum, please introduce yourself. I am myself Rajalakshmi. I'm like that. Okay.
Yes,
Your friends may be knowing, but the others may not be knowing, right? So
yes.
it's just a comment. Okay. That
Okay, sir.
so that I will have to get to know, okay, who to whom I am speaking, right? That's
Yes, sir.
good. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you. All the best. Thank
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
you. Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank
Okay,
you,
sir.
sir.
Bye. Yeah.
இந்த ரெக்கார்டிங்கை போய் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிடுறேன் இல்லாட்டி வராது.